1, 2, 3, 4. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on.
Welcome to the show, everybody. It's Thursday. Mike and John got it going on. Brought to you by our friends at Firehouse Doors.
They're the OG sponsor.
I was just thinking there's only a few days left.
Oh, you got about a week.
Don't procrastinate.
You got more than a week. You got almost a couple of weeks.
Almost.
A little less than 2 weeks.
To sign up.
Yeah.
To get in our hopper to win a $500 Visa gift card from Firehouse Doors.
Just go to mikeandjohnpodcast.com. You can enter there.
I see we got a hanging Chad on our hopper this morning. It's just kind of hanging there.
Clear it out.
We'll certainly mix that up before
so this will be
draw time.
This election is going to be the cleanest.
It certainly is.
Selection.
There'll be no fraudulent things.
No, there'll be
going on.
There'll be no hanging Chads. But we'll draw the winner of that $500 Visa gift card on Wednesday, February 1st. So make sure you enter mikeandjohnpodcast.com.
Remember, Chad, wherever you are, it's the place to be.
Poor Chad. Whoever's named Chad.
Yeah.
Especially after the 2000 election, because that's where the hanging Chad thing, first popped up.
Those little things that are just hanging
I mean, Chad already, I think,
blowing in the wind.
Didn't really have a great connotation. I mean...
Oh, now you're ticking off all the Chads in the audience.
I'm just saying.
Sorry, Chad.
Sorry, Chad.
If your name is Chad or you know somebody named Chad,
I apologize. All right.
What if it was a hanging John? Aren't you glad it wasn't
I've
named
had
Richard?
a hanging John, trust me.
What if those Chads had a different name? No. All right, let's get serious here. We've got business to take care of today.
Yeah, we do.
We'll get to our trivia answer from last night. And what a great, it was a fun question to see the answers to, that's for sure.
Well, it was a very broad question.
It kind of was.
Many answers could fit in there, but only one was correct.
That's true. We'll see if we got a right answer last night. Also coming up today, The Less You Know with Rich Perlberg. Wonder what Rich's middle name is. Is it Chad? Is it Ignatius?
Well, you notice that if his middle name was I, his initials would be R.I.P.
Yeah, it would. I doubt his parents named him Richard.
Ignatius, I don't know, maybe.
Perlberg.
Could be old school.
Ignatius?
Maybe
Richard Ignatius, get in this house.
Maybe Isaac.
Yeah, there you go. Richard Isaac.
Yeah. Maybe Ishkadoodle.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Let's find out what's going on in news today, brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton.
All right, here's what's going on. Livingston County Church says it is severing its relationship with the local Boy Scout troop, citing concerns over a new merit badge. In a communication with parishioners, St. Patrick Catholic Church head pastor, Father Matthias Thielen, said based on guidance from the Lansing Diocese, he would formally disassociate the parish and school from both the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts. The guidance points to the Citizenship in Society merit badge, recently adopted by the Boy Scouts, saying it contradicts Catholic teaching on human sexuality. That badge was introduced in 2021 by Boy Scouts, which said it would provide Scouts with opportunities to learn more about their world by encouraging them to explore information on diversity, equity, inclusion, and ethical leadership. The diocese guidance added that scouting organizations, including the Girl Scouts, had begun promoting ideologies contrary to the teachings of the Catholic Church, and therefore pastors were encouraged to reconsider their relationship. Tension between the church and the Boy Scouts began to increase in 2013 when the Boy Scouts lifted its ban on Scouts being openly gay, followed in 2015 when the prohibition on gay troop leaders was ended, and then in 2017 when Boy Scouts said it would allow transgender members. Father Thielen then closed the communication, calling it a sad situation, adding that it was not the church who was changed, it was the Boy Scouts who had changed. The only Boy Scout troop associated with St. Patrick Catholic Church is Troop 347. We sent a message to the troop seeking comment. A local lawmaker is seeking to get a popular app off the phones of state employees. State Senator Lana Tice has introduced legislation that would ban TikTok, a popular video sharing app with deep ties, she says, to the Communist Chinese government, from installation and use on all state-issued devices. She said that TikTok is a state-sponsored spyware app, and that while some may find it fun or even a way to gain notoriety, the fact is, unbeknownst to many users, she says that TikTok has really been developed by the Chinese software company ByteDance, which purportedly employs members of the Chinese Communist Party and operates a subsidiary that's partially owned by the party. Tice also wanted citizens, and particularly parents, to be aware of how, quote, devious TikTok can be for users, especially young adults and children. Should Tice's bill become law, Michigan would join 15 other states and the U.S. Congress in approving measures that would ban TikTok from government-issued devices. And Livingston County is one of just 2 counties in Michigan with a community risk level rated as high for COVID-19. With a high risk level, the CDC recommends masking indoors to help prevent the spread of infection. Over the last week, Livingston County had 626 new reported cases, averaging 89 new confirmed cases per day, but reported cases do not include all at-home positive tests. The only other county at high risk level is Washtenaw County. Meanwhile, 31 other counties across the state were at medium level, and 50 counties were listed as a low risk level. You can find complete details and links on all these stories on our website, MikeandJohnPodcast.com. And that's what's going on.
TikTok's owned by ByteDance.
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 Got it.
That sounds like a whole new app.
It really does.
Are you on ByteDance?
I'm not on ByteDance.
Are you on ByteDance? Oh, you're not on. You got to get on ByteDance.
I can hardly
Are we
get
on
on.
ByteDance? You got to go to ByteDance.
You should wear a helmet if you're on ByteDance. That sounds like a new.
I think it's
a new
Byte-
reality.
Well, it's ByteDance.
Oh, ByteDance.
I think it's BYT.
That's a whole different.
If I'm not mistaken.
Or is it BYT?
Yeah, it's BYTE.
BYT.
Yeah.
BYT.
That's-
It's PYT.
Right.
Pretty young thing.
Right.
All right. News brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. You know what today is? It's Thursday.
Yeah.
It's not the second Thursday of
No.
the month. It's the third Thursday.
Third Thursday.
And that means...
What does that mean,
That
Mike?
Holly, their certified gemologist appraiser, is going to be in store. Holly is new to the team at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. She's an appraiser. She'll be there on the first and third Thursdays of the month. That means today, Holly will be in store to appraise jewelry. She's
Wow.
a pro at this. And it kind of leads into an event that's coming up next month. Or actually, it's a few days long, February 28th through the 2nd or 3rd of March. Their Antiques Roadshow event that they've done in the past at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. For the details, go to their website, cooperandbinkleyjewelers.com, stop in their store, or go to their Facebook page, Cooper and Binkley Jewelers.
So, do you think
Uh-oh.
if I went to the appraiser, I could bring my Star Trek cards?
No, we're talking about jewelry.
Oh.
Jewelry.
But these are valuable.
Yeah,
That's why I keep it in a plastic bag.
I see they're well preserved in a Ziploc.
Fine.
That's where most people keep their
Fine.
stuff that's super valuable, like a peanut butter sandwich in a Ziploc bag in your lunchbox.
Well, yeah.
Perhaps you should double secure them in a lunchbox.
Oh, that's true.
If we had a Star Trek lunchbox, that would be too obvious. So put them in the Happy Days lunchbox for preservation.
Fool the
Sure,
thieves.
will.
You know, 'cause everyone's wanting to get in here, get to this stash.
Well, you know, Alta was
You know.
getting ripped off by a gang.
right.
So we have to watch out.
That's true.
That's
Yeah, we do.
This stuff doesn't go
that just makes sense.
It sure does. What? Why is somebody from Ann Arbor calling me?
I think maybe are we going to do a segment early here?
Do you want to do
did
a
you
segment?
hang up?
I hung it up. That's not Rich's number.
Oh, I
'cause
thought it was,
see. I have Rich's name
okay.
there. It was a number from Ann Arbor that was calling
But
me.
maybe that, okay.
It could be very urgent.
All right.
Since this is early in the morning, but I hung up on him because of the show. You know,
Sorry, I hung up on you for the show.
You might need CPR or something.
For the show.
But we're in the middle
Yeah.
of the podcast.
Right, okay.
And since we're doing this live,
Can't
we're
you
live streaming,
can't you tell? So,
we're live streaming, right?
yeah, that's
again today.
That's what they let me
Okay.
check. Yeah.
We got to run it.
That's
We got
what
to
it
hook up,
says.
right?
I don't know. I mean, maybe this is going
Well,
right to ByteDance in Beijing. I have no idea.
Maybe since we mentioned TikTok,
You know
and
what?
ByteDance,
That
maybe
could
they're
have been.
listening on your device.
You know.
because my phone doesn't have TikTok on it. I
have TikTok.
disallowed it.
I've got TikTok.
I know you do, and the
You know
Chinese
what?
are hacking us right now.
know what
Maybe
I'm
they're
gonna do?
hacking into the podcast.
I'm going to open up TikTok
No,
right
don't. No,
now.
no, 'cause
yeah,
that-
see?
commies are the commies are going to be hacking into the show.
The truth of the matter is I never quite understood TikTok.
Well, I know early on
Yeah,
we did have a TikTok video or two.
Yeah, we have a TikTok channel.
We got to get rid of that. What if Lana finds out? Well, these aren't state-issued phones.
No,
so I guess
but
we're okay.
this would be something we could talk about, maybe with Rich, because I think there are some legitimate concerns. Now,
Sure there are.
where's the boundary? That's something worth talking about. So,
The boundaries on TikTok.
yeah. Well, because like you
So-
said, this is for they're talking about it needs to come off state issued phones or for
Sure.
official state business.
Well, it should.
Yeah,
I think let's say we're in session in Congress, and I'm over here looking at my TikTok videos, seeing how many hits I got. Is that really what we want our representatives?
Well, no, but I
doing?
mean, would you want
Or-
them looking at Twitter? Okay,
Well, maybe they should ban Twitter too.
that's what I'm saying. So you got to be careful.
Well,
about
they
this.
should have two phones.
That's why there has to be a
But-
discussion. It can't just be, hey, there's this connection, ban it. It's like, okay, well, are we
Well,
having
well,
the discussion now? Or?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know. We'll see what Rich
I
says.
think
If not,
I think before we get to the serious stuff,
wait a minute. You think?
I know. You don't know what's in this mug.
No, I don't. But
maybe
I'd like
we should
to swear.
talk about trivia.
You want to talk
Let's
about? All right.
let's slow
Let's-
it down a little bit.
Hold on. We're getting
right,
a
wait.
text.
Is it-
Let me see if it's from Rich.
From Chairman Mao.
Oh, it says, "Hey, answer your phone." LOL.
okay,
I don't know
oh
who
my
that's
God,
from.
wow.
Rich says, "How about
Yeah.
yeah?" Okay.
This is live, by the way.
Okay. Oh, it is. Let's get back to trivia first.
Let's do that, shall we?
And maybe we should Google that number to see who wants to.
I can do that in the meantime. Of course, trivia brought to you by Tanya Zirkle with Remax Platinum. Her motto, comfort is the key to home.
All right. 1 in 3 Americans surveyed say they haven't done this since high school. We want to know what it is. Some very legit answers.
Right.
For example, attended a varsity game, spoken to one of their prior or former teachers.
Really? You remember when that was kind of cool? You know, when you were younger, I'm saying. You go back to like your elementary
Sure.
or your middle school
Oh, I
teacher.
still think it's kind of cool if
You know,
you
you're
if you
like,
can
"Well,
reconnect.
Look at me now. And they'd be like, yeah, I figured that's what you'd end up.
Well, I years ago I reconnected with my journalism teacher, who happened to work in downtown Howell, doing scholarships for different universities for writing and journalism, and she never contacted you, huh? Nope. Okay.
What are you talking about? I'm looking up that number that came on your phone. You wanted me to Google it.
Yes, I did. Let's see. Taken a test since high school. Well, we all have to take tests, whether you like them or not.
Well.
It could be a driving test, a reading test, an eye chart test. So there are tests that you have to take regardless. Mary from Kroger says wear their class ring. A couple of people said wearing their varsity jacket. See, that's one of those things where when you have it in high school, I don't know who that is.
Okay.
So whoever that is, I'm glad they're trying to get a hold of me, probably sell me something.
I don't know.
Sally said danced. Haven't danced since high school.
Dance like no one's looking.
I do too.
Yeah, I can't help it.
Yeah. On TikTok.
Well,
Been to their high school or a high school.
right.
Donna said algebra.
As little as I possibly can.
Ann said entered a library.
Well,
I know you might find this hard to believe, John, but I don't know that I went to the library in high school.
I don't find it hard to believe.
I remember going. I did go into it to see where it was at.
You're like, I do have a distinct memory of walking in there once.
It smelled like
and
books.
I'm like, what am I doing here? I gotta get out of here.
Wrong room.
I gotta
I had my bathroom pass, and I ended up in the library.
go. I can't be here.
Christine said skipped school.
Well,
Well, if you're out of school already, you wouldn't be skipping it again, would you? Of course, we didn't skip.
no.
Except to see the Rolling Stones at Pontiac Silverdome, 1981. Gotten into trouble, said
up.
Kate.
I never.
You don't want that out there. Karen said gone to a gym.
Yeah. Stayed up all night.
Linda Russell said played a drinking game. Not since high school, she said.
Well, of course not. Mary said, I don't know if you mentioned it, wore their class ring.
Yeah, class ring,
Okay.
varsity jacket.
Right.
Those. That was one of those things, like the varsity jacket. My boys both have them, and they're hanging on a clothes rack at our house.
Right, and
There's the varsity jacket.
I was just talking to my youngest about school rings, and I remember I didn't even want one. My mom wanted me to have one. It was like, no, you have to have one. I'm like, I really don't even want it.
Well, we talked about the great
Right.
Jostin
That's what I'm saying.
ripoff.
So that whole thing, I thought that was kind of a. Christine said, "Drink Mad Dog 2020."
That's my wife's cousin, and I think she's had Mad Dog
Generally,
2020.
you do that once, and you learn your lesson.
Well, it's like turpentine.
You know, when you wake up in a field 3 days later,
Going-
where's my pants?
Should have went with the Boone's Farm. Drag raced, said Steve.
Debbie kind of tacked onto this and squealed their tires.
Kevin said smoked a cigarette. Borrowed from their parents, said Elizabeth. Yeah, right. Haven't borrowed from their parents. Some of us are still doing that now.
Right. Whitney said lived with their parents. So I think that means you move out,
You're done.
move back in.
You don't come
you
back.
move out, you move back in.
Well,
and I have
us
to tell you,
being in radio, we've
Yeah.
done that
I actually did move out and back in 3 times.
3 times.
3 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
They just couldn't get rid of you.
You were in radio.
I know.
Yeah, when you start out, it's they
I
pay
was
you
living in a van down by the
Lindt
river.
and Burger King coupons.
Jeannie said, pulled a comb out of their back pocket.
Oh God, yeah.
That was the thing. Boom. Go ahead, you can do it.
No. No point.
Stayed out all night.
Debbie said, had sex in the back seat of a car.
Nobody did that in high school,
No,
Debbie.
of course not.
Unless it was just you.
What do you mean? You mean just
Easy-
me?
easy deck.
Just me. It's a really sentence. Hey,
What are you doing back
what are
there?
you doing in there?
Are you there on your own will,
Are you molesting yourself?
Brad?
So,
All right.
What is
That's
wrong?
enough of that.
Yeah, come
Grow
on
up
now.
a little bit. Thanks, Debbie.
Why start now?
Ashley said slept 8 hours. That's high school. That's a great guess.
You know,
a lot of us don't get that 8
I don't
hours sleep.
if I get 7, it's like miraculous.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't get this one. Attended their class reunions. Well,
Well,
if you're
you
in
have
high school, you
have
don't have any reunion. You're already there. So
So-
if you hadn't done that since high school.
Well, it's this 1 in 3 minute survey. They haven't done this.
Yeah, did you see the one about going to a kegger in the middle of the field? This is quite specific. Went to a kegger in the middle of a field. If you went to Howell High School,
Well, I didn't
you
go to
know.
high school, but I did go to a kegger in the middle of the field.
I was like, what? This thing's in the middle of the woods
here's
somewhere.
Here's the thing. It would be like this is literally the directions. Hey, we're going to the tree.
Yeah.
It was literally the tree.
But everybody
Everyone
knew
knew
where
where
the
the tree was. Yeah. With the Oli ball.
All right, did we get a winner?
I don't know.
I thought we
I didn't see it, but
I thought we got a winner.
Beverly said been to a library, which I think was close.
I think we did get a winner.
Oh, okay.
Early on, somebody guessed it was read a book.
Oh, I see it.
It was read a book.
Was
Yeah.
was it Karen?
I think so.
Yeah.
You know, Karen,
You know,
the book reader.
Karen and her books. So
Yes, read a book.
1 in 3.
Oh, Andrew got it too. Andrew was the
okay.
first one.
Was he Andrew? Okay.
Andrew, it doesn't matter. You don't
I
win
mean,
anything.
yeah,
but
that's all right.
You read a book.
Well, you get
Congratulations.
bragging rights.
Yeah.
So 1 in 3 Americans
Have read a book.
say they haven't read a book since high school.
Oh, you know what? It's you know who called us? It was Susan.
I wondered about that.
Should we call her and see?
What is
Let's
happening?
see what Susan.
I guess.
right, let's-
well, anyway,
right,
trivia
I'm
brought to you
calling
by Tanya Z, of course. Tanya Zirkle with Remax Platinum. Her motto, comfort is the key to home. Find her online, soldbytanyaz.com, or email her, soldbytanyaz@gmail.com.
All right. Do you have that number?
Don't you have the number?
Well, I have it on text. I
yeah,
don't-
you can
Oh,
just.
I can just do that. right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh, it's not. Hit that. Yeah, okay.
There we go.
Yeah, try that.
This is two old guys making a phone call.
I don't.
She's probably going to tell us you have the volume off.
Yes.
Is this
Miss
Cougar?
It is.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
you're
Mike
live.
and John.
You're live on YouTube. So watch the language, lady.
Did I sign a waiver for this?
You are right now.
Yeah,
verbal
that's right.
waiver. Send it to us via TikTok.
So you tried calling while we were on, so I didn't know it was
And
your
it
number
seems
at
somewhat
first.
urgent.
Yeah.
So
It is urgent. I have to talk to the two of you.
Uh-oh.
is our sound on? Okay.
No, I don't.
Just making sure.
So what's going on?
Well, yesterday I was at the store and I had your Mike and John shirt on. And this woman approached me and said, "Hey, you're Cougar."
And you say, "No, I'm not."
I said, "Who says?"
Right.
How come you approached with caution?
Yeah. Well, let's face it. We also, you always want to get a chat. When somebody goes, "I know you," you're always like,
Uh-oh.
we want to get just a temperature check and see where things are
Okay,
at. But
so-
okay, you were a little bit wary.
Yeah, I was a little weird, but she was like shorter than me, so I figured I could take her.
Was it my mom?
No, your mom's adorable.
Oh, that's right. You met my mom at
Right.
the splash
summer
party.
splash party. All right. So
Yeah.
what happened?
Anyway, she just said that she loved me on your show and that you should have me on more
Oh,
often.
this is what you
Okay,
had to break into the show for.
It was your mom. I see how this goes. Well, you're on more often now.
Anyway, I just thought I'd call. I know you guys
Oh.
miss me during the week when I'm not there.
Yeah, well, if you want to come in during the week, you can let us know. We'll definitely bring your chair and your guitar back into the picture. Or do you prefer that we just get a cardboard cutout of you
Yeah.
so you don't have to make the trip in?
Ryan, I was going
Oh
to
my
say,
gosh,
maybe.
that would be so good.
Yeah. All right, you work on the cardboard cutout.
Or a mannequin?
And I think I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll tell you what you do. What we'll do. I'm steepling right now.
Yes.
I think
hands are together.
we'll give you carte blanche to call anytime.
And then you'll put my cardboard cutout up. Maybe you should.
Well,
maybe you
I'm
should just keep it up. Just in case.
no.
Okay,
If you provide us with a cardboard cutout, we'll have it. Yeah, it'll be out all the
It
time.
could look like Batgirl or Catwoman if you want.
Okay, now that's getting
Oh
weird.
my
It's getting,
gosh.
it is getting a little weird.
Don't tempt me. Be careful.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we're glad you had a positive experience.
Well, wait a minute. What store were you in?
Oh yeah, Bed Bath and
I was
Beyond.
in,
Getting the deals.
I was in Ulta.
Well, I
You weren't
see.
stealing or
Are you
anything,
the
were you?
sixth suspect that they're looking for?
Yeah, and then the stuff that was in my hand was like missing. I don't know what happened to it.
Well, all right.
All right. Anyway, I'll let you get back, but
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
just come see me, everybody. Listeners,
where are you
come
gonna be?
see me tomorrow. American Legion, 5 to 7 for the fish fry.
All right. So Friday night, American Legion, Post 141 in Howell, 5 to 7 p.m. Come see Cougar play.
All right, minimum of 3
Correct.
times playing the Got It Going On theme song.
Awesome. I will do that.
Yeah, we get royalties for that, right?
I'll record it.
do.
And while you know what, we're going to call you in the middle of your set.
Yeah, how about that?
Don't ignore us.
Between 5
You better. I'm like, what is this, a Fatal Attraction thing? Sending us text. Don't ignore
I know,
me.
it's like you're ignoring me, aren't you? And I'm like, oh,
You can't
who is
ignore me,
that?
Dan. Why is there a rabbit boiling in the pot?
Well, we're glad we have a fan, and
Yeah.
you have a fan.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. One. I have one.
Well, that's
And
one.
she's not related.
All right, we can count that for one for us.
There you
then,
go.
Too.
All right, excellent.
All right. Well, thanks
right,
for
have a
checking
good
in this
day.
morning, Cougar. All right.
All right, talk to you
See
soon.
Absolutely.
you later. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so now we know who that was.
Yeah. Now you can put that number in your phone. I'm surprised you didn't
know.
have it in your contacts.
I don't know. I probably had it under Cougar.
Yeah. No, I've got it under Susan.
See, and when we Googled it, it came up. It said Susan, and then
Well, it had her real last name, and I thought that I wonder.
that sounds familiar.
But it was odd that she was like sending you these texts that said, "Don't ignore me," and I'm like, "What is going on? You got
I
some
don't
sort of
know.
weird thing going on?" I was
I
like,
don't know what was going on.
"Uh-oh."
I'm in big trouble.
Yeah.
All right, how about we switch gears and tell folks a little about Firehouse Doors?
Well, of course, as we've been talking about, They're in their 25th year now of serving Livingston County residents. This is their anniversary month here in January. And during January, you can get $25 off a service call if you mention Mike and John. Be listening as well. They'll have some additional silver anniversary promotions in the coming months. As we've mentioned,
We have
maybe a couple times.
the $500 Visa gift card and
Yeah.
how you can register.
All through the month of January. So you've got, let's see, today's the 19th, so you got like 11 days.
Good math.
Thank you. You have 11 days left to register at mikeandjohnpodcast.com to win $500 in Visa gift cards courtesy.
Wait a minute. Does
of
January
Firehouse
have
Stores.
30 or 31 days?
31 days.
Well, then you have 12 days.
No, today's the 19th.
Right.
Well, if you count today, all right, whatever.
Well, today hasn't. It's just begun.
We've
So,
only
yes, you have to-
just begun. Anyway, so you can do it.
No more carpenter crap.
What are you talking about?
Okay, no more.
It's going to be all.
Go to mikeandjohnpodcast.com.
Rude about
sign
it.
up to win. If you need service or a new garage door, call Firehouse Doors today.
Absolutely. And,
810.
Go ahead.
599-7480.
Oh, nice. 810-599-7480. That's Firehouse Doors, unsurpassed in customer service and products and repairs, everything you need.
I think RP is probably on the edge of a seat.
Oh,
Why
well,
haven't they called me yet?
Wouldn't you be?
We'll have to tell them about the interrupt us.
Good morning, Mike and John.
Good morning, Rich. We're sorry for calling so late.
Yeah. We were
derailed, hijacked.
We were interrupted. We were about to give you a call when Mike started getting some urgent stalker texts from.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
From Cougar.
From Cougar, Susan, who is our musical
Entertainment
director.
enthusiast.
She's our musical director.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, she's our musical director.
Yes.
But I didn't know she was a stalker.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't either until now.
So she had an urgent message.
So are you offended or are you complimented? I mean,
I think you know the answer to that.
It's one of those conversation starters. So how many stalkers do you have? Start hanging out with
it's
some
kind
old
of like
friends.
my imaginary friends. I have
Sure.
imaginary stalkers.
That's right. They get better looking by the day. All right. So what are we chatting about today? We had a few ops.
We were going to talk about
opportunities.
budget surpluses, but I think we threw you a curveball here at the
You're
last.
talking about TikTok.
Yeah.
and I'm kind of complimented. You think I might have both stalkers and
And
a knowledge of TikTok.
We're giving you the benefit of the doubt, Rich. State Senator Lana Tice has proposed a bill that would ban TikTok from state-issued phones and other applications. There have been some verified connections, obviously, between TikTok and the Chinese Communist Party.
Well, you have to say it like Sergeant Kirk.
You commie punks.
There's commies in China.
So,
Fonzie, you commie.
so generally speaking, and there has been some bipartisan action on this, or at least consensus. But I think it's still worthy of a conversation. I think anytime you get into these areas,
Off the top, though,
yeah.
I think when you first hear this, it's like, why haven't they done it already if there are ties to Communist China, or there is a potential for them to hack into your information that's on your state-issued phone or other device?
Right.
Or what's the possibility of something like my phone next to John's phone, if there's a way for it to communicate with and stop sucking up my information with your TikTok. So when you look at that, it kind of makes sense where you say, well, why hasn't this been done already? And I know on a federal level there have been some limitations to this. So I don't see where there would be any objection by either party to this being
Well, I
through.
would think. Now, this is going to sound, really, really out there and extreme. Could there be any room to research it, study it, and make a recommendation? Or does it make more sense to send out a press release saying you're gonna be against the communists?
Well, and I agree. That I guess that's what I'm saying. But you can't just say it's got connections, ban it immediately. I think there does need to be a conversation about it in terms of verifying that there is this connection. Now, along those lines, I will point out that the head of the FBI, I believe back in November, said that they have national security concerns about the U.S. operations of TikTok, warning that the Chinese government could potentially use the video sharing app to influence American users or control their devices.
Right.
But
we got Facebook for that.
I guess that's what I was getting
It's
at.
kind of like, well, how many opportunities do we want to give them? But we want our privacy.
Yeah.
So you look at that, and it is kind of.
Well,
one of those-
we sort of want our privacy,
Sure.
but I'm not sure that our actions support that. I mean, we put a lot of information out there that is open to being hacked. But
See, but
yeah.
I get that, but I guess I looked at it where it's like, well, if this is a state or a government issued device, should it not be used just for that? And
yeah, I mean, you've got this isn't a computer email at the University of Michigan Athletic Department. This stuff should be secure.
yeah,
That's a different scandal.
maybe TikTok got that guy.
No, I mean, obviously, in this case, the government, the person supplying the phones has a right to make rules of use. But I just wonder if I certainly can't be against security for government phones, but I just wonder, isn't there a more complex, or not complex, but complete way of investigating this to find out about it?
Well, wouldn't there be? Couldn't they just?
I mean, why do you need TikTok on a government phone?
That's what I was thinking. Unless you're watching videos while you're.
But let me answer that.
in
I think
session.
this is the popular notion that TikTok is 100% just wacky kids doing weird dance things. It's 98% that.
Yeah, there's adults doing stupid stuff on
But,
TikTok too.
I mean,
so.
like Twitter and someone like this, Facebook, but mostly like Twitter, a lot of official agencies and officials themselves have used TikTok as modes of communication. They put out press releases. Think about the Michigan State Police, for instance. The District 1, which is Livingston County and surrounding counties. District 1 Michigan State Police no longer issue press releases via email. They put them on Twitter. Everything goes on Twitter now.
Okay.
Wow.
Has it translated to TikTok?
But wait a minute. How is Twitter? I'm just saying, as a concept, Twitter is no different than TikTok. Twitter is a private company owned now by Elon Musk, who obviously creates a lot of controversy. So what I'm saying is when you have officials who are using private communication channels, that's what it is. People confuse Facebook and Twitter and these other things. They think they're public, and they're not. They're privately owned companies.
No, I've always thought they were private, but I think it makes some sense to have some sort of regulations or policies concerning how state information is transmitted,
Well,
both internally and externally. There is a concern about security.
I agree with that. I just think if I'm the government and I'm handing you your government issued device, why can't you just limit the things that are on there before you even give it to that person and say, all right, there's no way they can access TikTok if I don't want them on TikTok. If they want TikTok, they can use their own phone for that or their own computer for that, regardless if somebody's putting out a press release or, hey, we're meeting for beers at Danny's with Quincy. Because that kind of crap is going on.
It's specific example.
It's just like the FBI guys going to get hookers while they're over in Japan. I mean, come on. Limit if you're going to do that. Just limit to the access that they have.
Why isn't that what she's suggesting?
Yeah, she's saying that they have to remove. There'll be a ban. You can't have any TikTok application or anything on your phone.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that that's wrong or it shouldn't come to pass. I'm not at all saying that. I'm saying it's worthy. Look, she's proposed legislation. It's not like it's going to happen tomorrow. I mean, it has to go through a process. There'll be hearings. There'll be discussion. And I'm just saying it's worthy of discussion. But I'm looking at the broader implications of what this is talking about. I'm saying, yes, we have these specific connections between TikTok and the Chinese Communist Party. That is absolutely something to be concerned about and something that should be guarded against. To the notion, though, and I would say this to you, the notion of the state issuing phones, I think a lot of times state employees, yes, they do have a state-issued phone, but I think there's a lot of state employees or people who do work for the state who are using their private phones. They're using their personal cell phones for state business. We've seen that, and same with laptops, same with computers, and so that's where you run into a gray area.
Sure.
So and then again, I think the other broader context of this is, yes, look into TikTok, but you also have to wonder about official uses of privately owned organizations like Twitter, like Facebook, to be your modes of information dissemination to the public.
So are you suggesting there should be policies that you can't just take classified information and take it down to your place in Florida?
Hey, it was in the garage.
Delaware?
It was in the garage next to the Corvette.
Yes.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. I locked that garage.
John had it in a Ziploc
No
bag.
one knows
It's
the
safe.
code. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's a whole different conversation.
I know.
It really is. And,
You opened up a can of worms here.
Yeah, you did.
Just go anywhere.
So, well, go ahead.
No, you, Rich.
This is your segment. I don't know anything.
But I've already forgotten what I was going to say. I think we're in such a different era now. I mean, I grew up with typewriters and carbon copies.
Right.
And now I think what you're talking about is there needs to be somewhat of an overriding policy or direction that covers all the new options. You're talking about all, you can come up with something about TikTok, but what about the next big thing that comes down
Exactly.
the line? Or laptops or whatever, and private stuff. And how do you do this without creating a bureaucracy that watches everything you do? And what I fear is that somebody gets on the wrong side of somebody, and then they're singled out, and the new policy is used as a weapon to punish and eliminate those you don't like. I mean, we used to have policies at work, and you were afraid that they were only applied when somebody ran afoul of a supervisor. But I just think it's a big picture that's going to be complex to try to solve, because there's just so many options, and
right.
it's kind of like a virus. You stop one and a new one develops.
Well, and there is so many, you see on these TV shows, especially like FBI and stuff like that, where they're doing dives on people through the dark web. So there's just so many levels of the communication that can be tapped into.
By the way, we are broadcast on the dark web.
Yes, we are. It's a dark YouTube. Dark tube.
So, well, you remember stories about how your refrigerator could spy on you, or if you
it does. Well, even having the Alexa devices and things like that, you see it all the time. It's like, I was just talking about that, and all of a sudden my phone, I'm getting ads, or my social media feeds, I'm getting ads for that kind of thing. So this isn't really out of the realm of where we're where we're at.
They're all connected. I mean, there's a lot of issues that are connected. Again, specifically,
I think about things and it shows up on my laptop.
That's what's scary.
I mean, there are.
Last trip to the dentist, you were tipped.
It started when I got the COVID vaccine, just so you know.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have 5G now?
I was.
Oh, excellent.
Better reception around Rich. This is a hot spot.
Yeah, you see, I've come so far from having to hold the rabbit ears. Foil out of.
Remember?
No, I just had
Back
to
in the
walk
day?
through.
You got the aluminum foil? It's a little staticky.
I keep that aluminum foil. It comes in handy.
We may need that.
Heavy duty stuff.
So, all right. Well, we've talked about quite a lot of things today, and I think we've come to no conclusions. Thus, I think we've redeemed ourselves in the less you know.
John didn't have to Google anything.
I'm going to pull a Jim Harbaugh now. I think I need to renegotiate my contract.
Time to go.
Right. All right. Always interesting.
Yeah. And maybe next week we'll see what's going on with this
the computer,
the computer and the coach.
So real quick before I let you go, obviously the assistant coach. Have they determined what it is this illegal computer access was?
Illegal computer activity.
Like access to emails, but I mean that's all guessing so far. I mean,
so they haven't said specifically, right?
Not that I've seen, no.
Right.
No.
So, does he work for TikTok?
You never know.
TikTok.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have better focus next week.
Right. You mean
really?
we'll know what we're talking about?
I don't
think
so.
So.
I don't.
All right.
Okay. It won't stop us.
All right.
Rich, have a wonderful week. We'll talk to you next Thursday, buddy.
Take care, guys.
All right, you too. All right, a lot of fun as always with Rich Perlberg here on Mike and John. Got it going on. If you're having any car trouble, the people to call, our friends at Murphy's Family Auto, They're open on Saturdays from 8 to 1 for your convenience, whether it's maintenance or repair. They can take care of it all. Give them a call today, 517-452.
My coffee cup in the
Yes, it was 3040. I should have had my script in front. Murphy's Family Auto, your car knows, and so do they.
Right. Murphy'sFamilyAuto.com.
All right. Our 2 cent history lesson today, it is National Gun Appreciation Day. And as I saw that, I said, people that have guns, they appreciate that.
Yeah.
You can appreciate gun owners that take care of their weapons.
That would be nice.
You can also appreciate a gun owner that names their gun. Because people name their cars, some people name their guns.
I would tend to get a little worried. Not someone that's got a name.
Hold the phone.
I'm sorry.
I recall an event.
Being old Betsy.
You had old Blue.
I jokingly
You had
did
old
that.
Blue.
I was jokingly
I know,
doing
but
that. I'm saying for somebody who really have you met Diane? You're like,
Let's see. Single guy lives in the wilderness, and its gun's named Diane.
Right. And they talk to Diane quite a lot. Diane, they don't understand like you do. Okay.
That's a whole new thing. A little ditty about Jack and Diane. It's also Archery Day.
Okay.
I got him.
I just watched an interview, speaking of archery, with Gina Davis,
Yeah, she's an Olympian.
Olympian archer, and she was talking about the first time she went to the Olympics, and obviously already very famous, and how she felt embarrassed because this is her first time there, and there's these lifelong career archers, and all the media surrounding her, and she's like every time she would go to get an arrow out of her quiver, be like, she's like, oh god, puts it in there, and then pulls the bow back. All the clicks of the...
It almost sounds like the sprinklers went off.
Well, maybe. She was like, talking about it was very embarrassing.
I guess. Well, let's talk about archery and embarrassing. Not many of us have been to an archery farm.
Range.
Range. Yeah. I had...
We grow some good arrows here.
when you were a kid, you had to have had the ones with the suction cups on.
Well, of course. Those are the center ones.
Yeah, just, you were lucky if you got it anywhere near whatever target you were aiming at.
And then if you go to summer camp and they'd have the archery, they'd always have the crappiest bows. Yeah, how old are these things? The string is frayed. You put the arrow in and the arrow goes,
well, you knew if it was
up and down.
Leftover kite twine as your string.
Really?
I always thought the flatter kind were kind of cool, or if you could shoot it.
You mean a crossbow?
Yeah, crossbow.
Yeah.
But if you had a regular bow and arrow and you could shoot it crossbow style.
Well, Daryl on Walking Dead made crossbows cool.
He sure did.
He sure did.
Thank you, Daryl. Now, if there's a guy living in the wilderness who doesn't have his gun Diane, but he's got his,
no one understands me like you do.
Named Betsy. It's National Popcorn Day and Tin Can Day.
Okay.
Tin can. So, let's see. It was on this day in 1903. The tour.
Hold on. Our 2 cent history lesson is brought to you by Oakland Insurance. Call Drew Goebel at Oakland Insurance, 248-647-2500.
Thank you. I was in full mode.
You were in the zone.
I really was.
I got it. All right. Okay. But 1903.
The Tour de France.
The Tour de France
was established.
I spoke French.
It's always been the center of drug allegations. You know how those
let me translate. That means Tour of France.
On a bike.
Thank you.
It was on this day, in 1955, Scrabble debuted on the board game market.
Wow.
Took it by square. Scrabble. I see now 1955, doesn't it seem like that game should have been around a lot longer?
Yeah, I think my parents had one from 1955.
The squares are a little yellowed.
There's no Z's. Where are the Z's?
Yeah, wasn't there very rare? There was. I never played. Not never, but I mean, I've rarely played Scrabble. Wasn't the Z a rare?
Right. I think it was only one Z.
He's got the Z.
Maybe 2 X's. Yeah.
They should have been at least 2 Z's.
Or 3 X's. Hey now.
Is that a word? No, it's a rating. The Beatles in 1976 turned down an offer of $30 million to play together. So what, 7 years after the breakup, 7 years after the breakup.
Right. $30 million in 76, by the way.
That
A
was
little bit more today. That would have been a lot of money. It's a lot of money then. It's a lot of money now.
It's a lot of moolah, John, which is money.
Oh, I heard that.
Yes. Pink Floyd's The Wall started a 15-week run at number 1 on the U.S. album charts on this day in 1980.
With the classic line, "We don't need no education."
Oh, I thought you were thinking. I was thinking you can't have any pudding until you eat your meat.
Another classic line, absolutely.
President Reagan pardoned George Steinbrenner for his involvement in raising illegal funds for President Nixon. That happened in 1989. You're pardoned.
So basically on his way out the door.
Yeah.
Because in 89, this would have been days before the inauguration of George H.W. Bush. So
Reagan got season tickets to the Yankees.
I was just going to say.
I don't know that.
But you don't not
I
know
wouldn't
it.
doubt that. 2001, it was reported that Paul McCartney was set to become the world's first pop star billionaire on this day. He was worth $725 million in British pounds, and was expected to become a billionaire after huge sales of the Beatles anthology and compilation albums went on sale.
And then he put it all in Tesla stock.
Did he?
No.
I didn't think so.
And now he's worth $100.
Because if he did that, there would be a McCartney version
Oh, yeah.
of the Tesla, don't you
sure.
think? The Sir Paul or something like that.
Yeah.
Aerosmith's singer Steven Tyler in 2011,
Or Maud.
or Crypt Keeper, made his debut appearance as a judge on American Idol, taking the place of Simon Cowell at the time. I kind of forgot he was a judge on.
So did everyone else. I don't know how long he was there.
It was during the show's 10th
Is that even
season.
still on?
Yeah, it's still on.
Is it? I know the voice is like way bigger now, but
Well, they have cooler chairs. Come on, let's do a voice turn.
the turn.
The turn.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I can't.
I want to be your, what do they call him?
Hold on. My cord isn't as stretchy as yours.
Well, if you flex a little bit, though. I want to be your coach or whatever they call.
Yeah.
So, yes, the voice is still on, and so is American Idol. And finally, in 2013, in Scottsdale, Arizona, the original Batmobile for the TV series Batman was sold at auction for $4.6 million. The original Batmobile. I remember seeing that as a kid at the Autorama or something like that.
You know, we need a Gigo vehicle.
A Gigomobile.
You want me to check the account and see if we got 4.6
I
million?
don't think we got 4.6.
okay.
It was the first of 6 Batmobiles produced for the show. So, every time they ran down that gate, they probably had to do a little repair. But the gate kind of just fell on its own.
Well, yeah.
Automatically,
You're like,
it just dropped.
If
There was
Bruce
a guy in
Wayne
the
is a
weeds going-
millionaire, can't he afford a good gate? I mean, what?
Well, that was the 60s. It's not like it's like when Michael Keaton became Batman. Or Christian Bale.
Got all dark.
Batman. That's your 2-cent history lesson brought to you by Oakland Insurance, Drew Goble and Company.
Owning a business is a labor of love.
If you've got a Batmobile and need it insured,
That's right. So if you go into labor, call Drew Goble at Oakland Insurance.
he delivers.
248
Insurance is what he delivers.
64725.
If you go into labor. Do they insure that? I don't know.
Labor
But
insurance?
If they did,
I don't know.
Drew would take care of you.
That's right.
All right.
Drew Goble at Oakland Insurance or Michigan-based Frankenmuth Insurance. Call today, 248-647-2500.
You don't have to go all the way to Frankenmuth for the insurance, by the way.
No.
If you want the chicken, go for it.
Well, yeah, who doesn't? All right. You
That's
said
our
you had a
2 cents.
show ender.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I do have a show.
That's why I was reminding you.
Actually, it was a couple of things that you may not know, and I got to go to my email for this because this stuff was emailed to me very early this morning. In Australia,
Oh, wow.
Australia is the home to the world's longest fence. It's known as the dingo fence
Really?
or dog fence. That's what they call dogs over there. Dingoes. They also have boots that are named dingoes in Australia.
Maybe the dingo ate your baby.
Dingo. It stretches over 3,480 miles.
Oh, wow.
The dingo fence does. And did you know that Thomas Edison invented the light bulb?
What?
No, that's not what I was going
Oh.
to say. You knew that. He had a collection of 5,000 birds.
I'm assuming they were dead.
I don't know. It doesn't say.
So,
But if they're alive, he had a lot of cleanup to do.
well, yeah.
And he called his friend Dyson, who invented the vacuum cleaner.
I think you're making that up.
I am.
Okay.
That's our show ender for
Oh,
today.
Thank God. All right, we'll see you Friday. We'll be back, of course, the great Bonnie Runyon.
We're going to go to the Hopper, too,
And,
and draw a winner for our Torch 180 free lunch.
right, we'll check out what's happening, with Torch 180 with Rhonda Callion. So we will talk to you on Friday.
Mike and John got it going on.
You've been giggling with Mike and John. Tune in next time and giggle on.